I was very bitter and I got lost. I was very angry at God. How could God take such a saint? I was very angry at God, yes.
Jeff Coulter prayed to accept Christ as a young boy, but when his mother passed away of cancer when Jeff was 22, his heart changed.
I started getting involved with my work, first of all, as a young police officer. I subsequently started drinking to try and fill the void.
Over the years, the bitterness and alcohol fed on each other.
I remember one time, almost as vividly, hearing the voices you and I talking now. You can't serve two masters. And I remember my answer, then I will not serve God.
Jeff met and married Susie. For many years, he also battled depression.
The alcohol contributed immensely so to my chronic depression. I was a binge drinker. I used to keep a bottle of tequila in the fridge. I would put it in the freezer so I wouldn't have to waste time with a shot glass. One time I drank so much that I blacked out in the back of my house in my utility room. And when I woke up, I didn't know where I was in my own home.
I was always fearful for Jeff's safety when he was drinking, especially. I didn't want him to be in an accident, and I didn't want him to be somewhere where he was just passed out and not able to take care of himself. I never stopped praying for Jeff. I knew that he could be better than the alcoholism and the man that he was becoming. I knew he was better than that.
On April 22, 2014, everything changed. That day, Jeff was on his way to his favorite fishing hole when he approached a blind hill.
I recall just a blink of an eye, him coming over into my lane. The only thing I really had time to do was blink. He come across that line, it sounded like a bomb going off, the airbags going off, the impact, it honestly sounded like an explosion. I blacked out. I vaguely remember hearing the car skidding.
The car had hit Jeff head-on. He was life-flighted to a hospital in Cincinnati. While in ICU, he had several surgeries. After one operation, Jeff coded. He says he will never forget what he saw after that.
I passed out in my wife's arms in the hospital. I began to see images of demons, and I started hearing growling and laughter. What I was told afterwards, my heart had stopped, half my heart had stopped, and my respiration was off the charts, and I was basically dying. And I felt my soul leave my body, and I remember seeing darkness and also fog on the floor and on the ceilings. I went to a place where there was a black void, and I remember crying out to Jesus, "Jesus, help me."
Jeff then saw a vision of his mother.
She got up right in my face. It was a younger version of my mother. And I remember her looking me right in the eye. And for whatever reason, she was washing her arm. Now that could have been them moving my arm I don't know. As from a believer's standpoint, I believe that it was symbolized washing, and for me to clean up my act. But she gave me that motherly stare, and after that, I remember zooming back, and I basically came back in the room.
The next thing Jeff remembers is waking up in recovery.
One of the first things I remember doing was grabbing the TV remote and finding a preacher on TV. I wanted to hear the Bible. An immediate desire to repent of my sins.
In the days and weeks that followed, Jeff rededicated his life to Christ.
I immediately quit drinking, and I quit cold turkey ever since. I started reading my Bible again, and I started praying again. I no longer blame God for my mother's death. I blame the cancer that took her life. I resolved my relationship and my bitterness by counseling and attending church. If it had not been for the elders and brothers and sisters at my church helping me through this, I would not have made it.